Now let's try applying filtering. We're back to using purchase orders for this one. We're going to select any cell in the table and then go to Data, then Filter. Click on the filter and it'll give you a menu for filtering. Click on the small little triangle under D3, and let's see, let's try to select only the bolt nut package. So what I did just now was selecting all to clear the selection, and then just select the bolt nut package. We'll apply filter. And now what this does is it allows us to focus on a subset of data, in this case, the bolt nut package only. And so this is essentially the simplest form of a data query. Now let's try filtering by a condition. Let's say we want to identify all the records in this data set where the item cost is at least $200. First, we'll clear the filter. And then in the drop-down arrow in the item cost column, which is E, and we're going to use this menu, the drop-down menu, and we'll select greater than or equal to, and our criteria was 200, and we'll apply filter. And now you can see that we now only have entries where their item cost is greater than $200. It's important to remember that filtering does not remove data, it only hides it. So here underneath the row, 11th row, it has the rest of the data hidden here. And this is why the row jumps from 11 to 98. So if I take a sum here, if I use the sum function for the entire, say, column E, it just doesn't take these values only. It actually sums up all the values in column E that's hidden. And this is one of the common mistakes that you can make when you're filtering your data. Now, instead of filtering manually, let's try to use functions. And in this special case, we're going to use database functions. For example, we're going to use dsum to figure out the sum of a subset of the database that we have for purchase orders. And so what dsum allows us to do is to specify the data set that we want to work with, choose a column, and then apply the criteria that we want. So it's basically summing, but only for the rows that meet the conditions. And this is very powerful because it combines filtering and calculation in one step. So let's try doing this. Here you'll see that I have included the conditions that we want to filter for. So notice that I have copied over the entire list of headers, and then underneath I have defined the criteria. Again, notice that the same row is referring to and conditions, and the different rows are referring to or conditions. So in this case, we want to look at only the rows where the supplier is Halki Fasteners, with quantity being greater than 5,000 and the order date being before September 1st of 2011, or the case where the supplier is Steel Pin Inc., quantity is less than 5,000 and the order date is before September 1st, 2011. Now let's say that we want to just calculate the sum of cost per order for the rows that satisfy these two conditions. So we're going to use dsum formula for this. First, we're going to select the database that we want to apply these conditions. Make sure you're also including the headers. Then we're going to select the field, which is cost per order for us. That's what we're interested in. and then select the criteria. Again, making sure that you are selecting the headers as well. Close the bracket and hit enter. And now this will show you the total cost per order for all the rows that fall under this particular criteria. And there are 4 entries that satisfy this condition in our example.